Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you my review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a show that many people have rooted off since the beginning. I've reviewed the last, I think, 3 seasons on this channel, at least 4, maybe 4 seasons on this channel. It's a show that grew on me, and even as a hardcore Marvel fan, I didn't know if I liked the show in season 1. But then there was a turn, as many people know who watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as many people know who are a bit in the know. They know that there was a turn, right around the time that Winter Soldier came out, obviously, with the reveal that Hydra is inside of S.H.I.E.L.D., is running S.H.I.E.L.D. from the inside. And ever since then, the show to me has been on an upward tick. I've adored Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's one of those shows that I've never missed an episode of. I love all the characters: Daisy, Mac, May, Coulson, Fitzsimmons, Deke. I love all the characters on this show, and I've always loved this show. But the show was supposed to be canceled. This show is supposed to be canceled multiple times. It's supposed to be canceled after the first 2 seasons, I want to say, but then, Disney kind of flexed on ABC and said no. Then a lot of people thought it was going to be canceled last year, and that the 5th season would have been the last season. But then ABC extended Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2 seasons. This season that just finished up, it has 1 more season, and they announced at Comic-Con that is the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There are a lot of shows that I love and adore that are coming to an end soon. There are a lot of shows that I dug that are just coming to an end. We got Supernatural coming to an end, obviously. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming to an end. Fucking Game of Thrones just came to an end not too long ago. There's a lot of shows. Lucifer's coming to an end soon too. There's a lot of shows that I like that are wrapping up. And not that long ago, Gotham came to an end. Now, Gotham wasn't a hugely popular show, but I liked it for what it was. It's nothing I'll brag about, but it came to an end. There's a lot of shows that I've spent a lot of my life watching that are coming to an end, and it's kind of a weird feeling, especially with this show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I've had my ups and downs with this show. But overall, this show to me feels like that relative that you really don't that you didn't know that you liked until you start hanging around them long enough, and then eventually they just grew on you, and you became comfortable with them, and you started to appreciate the great things that they do, and that's what this show is to me. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's really a great. By the time it got into its 5th season, which was its best season, by the time it got into its 4th season, which in my opinion was probably its best season, was its 4th season, it had really reached, it was really good. It was very, very good, and the effects are getting better. But getting to this season 6, I've kind of hinted to this before in another episode when I think I talked about it, but season 5 ended with May and Coulson in Tahiti. Coulson presumably dies, and Coulson dies. I'm just gonna put it out there. Coulson dies. Mac is doing the best he can to run S.H.I.E.L.D. and when the season 6 starts, Coulson's dead. May's doing the best she can to cope with Coulson's death. Mac's doing the best he can to run S.H.I.E.L.D. Yo-Yo and Mac are no longer together because Mac is so stressed out about being the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is understandable, that he's just like, I don't got time for a relationship right now. And May's dealing with, the loss, and Simmons and Quake, aka I'm about to say Sky, but that's old school Sky. Simmons and Daisy are in deep space. Apparently they've been in deep space with a couple other members of the crew, with only like 2 people, Keller and I can't remember that other guy's name, but Piper and Keller. With Piper and Keller, if you know them, you know them, and they're in outer space trying to save Fitz, because if you remember in season 5, Fitz found a way to travel to the future by putting himself in an ice, like one of those cryopods, and just waiting it out until the future that. And this is complicated. If you haven't watched season 5, then this is all going to go over your head. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to hold back. Fitz puts himself in a cryopod so that when he wakes up in the future, he'd be in the same time period that Simmons and all the rest of the crew got teleported to last season with the monoliths. But since it's established in the MCU that time travel kind of works differently in the MCU, where it's more parallel universe kind of scenario. Since that version of Fitz went back into the past, since that version of Fitz saved them and went back to the past, there was another version of Fitz who was still in their cryopod who never got thawed out, who was still floating in outer space. So even though Fitz died in season 5, that was just the Fitz who pulled off his mission. Well, the Fitz who's still stuck in the cryopod is still floating in outer space. So, Simmons and Daisy, Piper, and a few others are going in outer space to save him. And apparently they've been out there for about a year or some change, because they've been traveling the galaxy. You see them interact with some aliens, and they're well known. Like, the aliens fear Daisy as Quake, and Daisy has gotten so much better with her Quake powers. Now the turn of Skye into Daisy Johnson was a out of the blue thing that just happened. Because it was an out of the blue thing that just happened. But then when you looked at it, you're like, okay, it makes sense. And then she got the gauntlets like in the comics and whatnot. But Skye she is the only actual real life comic book character on the show. Like, not real life, but like she's the only character who's based off of an actual character who's like, that is Daisy Johnson, Quake from the comics. She's even got the gauntlets and everything. Like, she's the only one who's actually that character. But she's gotten so good with using her Quake powers. In the past, she used them to. She used to break her. She used to mess her arms up just using it. She couldn't really, she couldn't really manipulate it too well. But now she is really good at using it, man. She can make it bigger. She can make it smaller. She can make it so small she can focus in on things. Like, at a certain point, these raiders on this planet that they landed on tried to shake them down. Tried to pretty much shake them down. And she completely obliterated their guns in their hands with her powers. Like, she didn't hurt them at all. She just destroyed she quaked their guns so hard that they just disintegrated. And I'm just like, man, she is really good with these Quake powers now. She's really good. She can get surgical with these things now. Like, even because in the comic books, she could do like insane shit. Like, in the comic books, Quake can like make you have a brain hemorrhage by just like making a small ball of vibration in your brain and making you die. She can just kill you like that. She can kill people like that without even touching them. So it makes sense that she can do that, because it's like, okay, she's getting better and better and better and better and better and even more smoother with using those powers. Now, sorry, but anywho, but yeah, that's where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starts off. Out of the blue, these guys start showing up, killing people. They're going around killing people. Almost forgot. Fitz is out. Not only is Fitz out of his cryopod, him and goddamn Enoch, which Enoch is hilarious, dude. Enoch is funny. He's like this half robotic, like he's like this cyborg kind of creature, this alien race of like these kind of deaf-tone people who kind of just talk like this and don't understand people, how they react and stuff. And Enoch's hilarious off of Fitz, because Enoch just doesn't get anything. And he always has that look on his face, man. It's pretty funny. Enoch is hilarious. But yeah, Enoch and goddamn Fitz are having their space adventures. Because the first half of this series goes on, the show got shortened. It used to be 22 to 23 episodes a season. It got shortened to I think 13 or 10, if I recall. Which is a breeze for it, which kind of messed me up, because like it did kind of throw me off, because when the show came to when the season was over, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what? It's usually like 10 more episodes left. It's usually like a whole nother arc about to happen around this point. Like last year, there was the years before, it was like the whole Robbie Reyes thing, and then it was the LMD thing. It was like 2 different fucking seasons, which I guess makes sense why they decided to do that, because like, yeah, this is literally like 2 different seasons. But it's okay, whatever. I still enjoyed it. Now, it wasn't the strongest of them. I still think it did a lot for the characters, but in terms of story, in terms of the villain, it's one of their weaker villains. I don't want to like spoil anything for you, just in case someone wants to binge it. They haven't really been watching it week to week, and they just want to add up and binge it. But it's one of their weaker villains. But to get into just like minor things, little tidbits, Deke is running a freaking multi-billion-dollar company, though all of the technology he's developed is technology that SHIELD has. So he's technically, it'd be like if the government had created something that they wanted to keep top secret, and you somehow got the peek at it, and you were a scientist who got the peek at it, and then when you left, you just branded it yours, and you're like, oh, I created this, when it's like, no, you went to a government base and took a peek at this, and now you're gonna say it's yours and make money off of it. That's what Deke did. I mean, granted, Deke's from the future, so it's like, I mean, he's even taking the framework. Yes, that framework, the framework where our heroes got trapped in like 2 seasons ago and nearly killed. Yeah, that framework. He's taking that framework and making it into a video game to make profit off of. Hey, man, look, don't hate the player, I suppose. Don't hate the player, man. He's making profit, and like, it's funny. I love it. Like, when Deke shows up, it's pretty funny when Deke shows up. But yeah, and there's a lot going on. But then these guys are just showing up and they're stabbing people, and they're going around killing people. You don't know who these guys are. You don't know why they're going around doing this. It's like, and then all of a sudden, Coulson appears. Yes, dead Coulson. Though he's not Coulson anymore. He's this guy called Sarge who just looks like Coulson. And there's this whole hubba about why does this guy look like Coulson? Who is he? May's all screwed up. The crew's all screwed up. It takes a while for Daisy, Fitz, and them and Simmons to get back. I'd say Fitz, Simmons, Daisy, and them, they don't get back until about episode 5, about halfway through the season. But when they do get back, they're all screwed up. There's a whole bunch of conflict there. It turns out that this guy's here to stop like these things called the Shrike, which are these, think aliens, the movie Aliens, just like that. Think aliens, except they can fly, and they don't shoot out, of your chest. They just go into your chest and control your body and turn you into a mindless alien. Think that. That's pretty much what happens. And it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. And like, these strikes all over the place. You don't know what's up with Sarge. You don't know if, like, they make you think either Sarge is straight up a bad guy, or he's a guy trying to do good, but he's going way too far. And you don't know what's going on with that. And once the show starts going on, you start to get a little bit more clarity on who he is, on why he is the way he is. And then they introduce this one chick who, I'm not gonna, get into that, because she was a weaker of the villains, They introduce this, god damn it, I'm trying to remember her name. She was not very memorable. Like, I will admit that. She was not very memorable. I can't really remember her name. I know she has, like, the pink hair and whatnot, but, like, they introduce the quote-unquote main villain, and she's okay. Like, she's not very memorable, like I said. And the things that this season does at the best is it progresses the characters' emotional and mental stability, and you get to see more of where they're going. Deke gets to interact with Fitz and like things of that nature, because the actual story itself isn't all that, compelling. But, the next season looks like it might be something insane the way they kind of set it up. But like I said, this season was an okay to really good season. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 to an 8. I thought it was enjoyable enough. I mean, it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was enjoyable enough, but it didn't really set anything on fire. There wasn't any real, it was pretty, the villain was pretty paint by the numbers. The only thing that was interesting about the whole plot was the Coulson thing, but then even that, near the end, was just kind of like, okay, I kind of get what, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? And like I said, it had fun with the show. The last 2 episodes had some great bits in it, man. Like, there's a bit with Simmons and fucking Deke that just killed me last night. It murdered me, man. I was dying. But anywho, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6. Did you watch it? What did you think of it? I'm giving it a 7.5. I had a good time with it. I didn't think it was one of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s better seasons. I think they could do better. It's unfortunate that they only have one more season to do better, but I'll be there to watch it till the end. Thank you for joining me in the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.